Now is we're getting live pictures of former President Thabo Mbeki casting his vote, and just interesting to see, Devin, that we've got these two characters in our political landscape, Julius Malema, Thabo Mbeki, both casting their votes pretty much simultaneously. We've had over the last few days some interesting scenes with Julius Malema and Thabo Mbeki. Julius Malema going to visit Mbeki at his home, and what we know is that Malema was instrumental in removing Mbeki in 2008. So one wonders exactly what happened in that meeting, but there we have it. Thabo Mbeki casting his vote today.
Yeah. Indeed, going through the regular procedures, checking up the ID, receiving a slip, and the former president now off to the voting booth. He's standing in line with the IEC official showing him the way to make his mark. That's the former president, Thabo Mbeki, in the ballot box at the moment, making his mark in the local government election.
So what we know, Thabo Mbeki, after being deputy president to former President Nelson Mandela, became president after the 1999 elections, and in 2004 he went on to serve his second term as a South African president.
Yeah, he said moments ago, in fact just a couple of hours ago, that his vote remains secret. This was after that meeting you spoke about, Natasha, with the EFF leadership and a contingent of ANC delegates, including mayoral candidates. But of course, he said his vote remains secret, wearing ANC regalia. So it doesn't leave much to the imagination what's happening in that ballot box at the moment.
Well, he said Mbeki said yesterday at that meeting that you referred to with the Gauteng mayoral candidates, that South Africans must do their bit by voting today, that it is up to the people to voice who they want their municipalities to be governed by. And I suppose that's really been the theme of these elections. That's what we've been talking about.
Indeed, this election is really about matters that affect the people on the ground, so it's about holding councillors responsible. And there you go, letting go of that ballot paper into the box. He, of course, is part of a metropole, so you would see two ballot papers, the first one already in the box from Thabo Mbeki, and here you go, posing for the cameras, I suppose, as he lets go the second ballot paper. Is off. This is a voting station, I would believe, in Killarney, near the former president's home.
All right, just shaking hands there. A lot of pictures and media there. Perhaps we'll try and grab him for an interview outside like we did with Julius Malema.
Yeah, so there you go. That's the voting we've just seen now by former President Thabo Mbeki at a voting station in Killarney. And it seems to have been a very, very smooth process for him.
Absolutely, and before that we just saw Julius Malema in his hometown of Seshego casting his vote. So once again, Julius Malema not one to sort of shy away from the cameras and always grabbing attention wherever he goes. So he had quite a bit to say after he cast his vote.
Yes, indeed. I mean, one thing we mentioned earlier, that Julius Malema saying even one seat in this election would be a victory for him.